Welcome to Frightening Fiction, the YouTube channel dedicated to all things horror. If you're a fan of scary stories and spine-tingling thrills, then you've come to the right place. Today's story is called The Aliens Among Us, a cautionary tale. It was a typical Wednesday evening when everything changed for 30-year-old Sarah. She had just finished up a long shift at the hospital and was looking forward to collapsing on her couch and streaming her favorite show. As she walked through the quiet streets of her suburban neighborhood, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She turned around several times, but saw nothing out of the ordinary. Just as she was about to dismiss it as paranoia, a bright light appeared out of nowhere and enveloped her. When Sarah came to, she found herself in a sterile, white room. In front of her stood a group of beings that looked like they had stepped out of a science fiction movie. They were tall and slender, with elongated heads and almond-shaped eyes. Sarah tried to speak, but her voice was silenced by a force field that encased her body. The aliens communicated telepathically, explaining that they were peaceful explorers from a distant planet. They had been observing humanity for centuries, and had finally decided to make contact. Sarah was terrified, but the aliens assured her that she was in no danger. They simply wanted to learn more about her and her species. They asked her questions about her life, her thoughts, and her emotions. As the days passed, Sarah began to relax and open up to the aliens. She found that they were kind and curious, and seemed genuinely interested in understanding humans. She even began to enjoy her time with them, despite the strange circumstances. But as the weeks turned into months, Sarah started to feel homesick. She missed her family, her friends, and her life on Earth. She begged the aliens to let her go, but they told her that it was not yet time. Sarah began to feel trapped and resentful. She wished that she had never been taken by the aliens, and vowed to escape at the first opportunity. One day, Sarah noticed that one of the aliens seemed to be distracted and careless. She took her chance and broke through the force field, running as fast as she could through the unfamiliar corridors. She didn't know where she was going, but she knew that she had to get away. Sarah finally stumbled upon an exit and burst through it, finding herself back on Earth. She was disoriented and confused, but overjoyed to be home. As she made her way back to her neighborhood, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched again. She turned around and saw a group of people standing on the sidewalk, staring at her with the same almond-shaped eyes as the aliens. Sarah realized with a start that the aliens had not just been studying humanity, they had been infiltrating it. And now, they were among us. Sarah knew that she had to warn the world about the alien threat. She would have to find a way to expose them, before it was too late. She raced home and frantically searched the internet for information about alien encounters. She found dozens of stories from people who claimed to have been abducted, and realized that she was not alone. Sarah knew that she needed to find a way to get the word out to the public. She decided to contact a local news station and tell them her story. At first, the reporters were skeptical. They had heard plenty of tales of alien encounters before, and most of them had turned out to be hoaxes. But as Sarah told them about her experience in detail, they began to take her seriously. The news station decided to run a special report on Sarah's story, and it quickly went viral. People all over the world were talking about the alien threat, and governments were starting to take notice. Sarah became a spokesperson for the cause, appearing on talk shows and giving interviews to anyone who would listen. She traveled the world, spreading the word about the aliens and their plans. As the years passed, Sarah's message began to sink in. People became more aware of their surroundings, and reports of alien encounters dropped dramatically. The world was safer, thanks to Sarah's bravery and determination. And as for Sarah, she continued to fight for the truth, knowing that the aliens were still out there, waiting for their next opportunity to strike. Thanks for watching another episode of Frightening Fiction. If you enjoyed the chills and thrills, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a scary story. Until next time, keep it frightening.